Thank you very much for joining me on this Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I don't want to waste your time getting out here in the Indian Ocean, seeing this powerful cyclone now moving on shore. As we speak together right now, it is making landfall. There'll be another landfall after that. I'll break that down. It's an intense cyclone. So again, unfortunately, there's going to be, of course, damage over toward parts of Madagascar. I'll break that down further, and then it will shift its way toward Mozambique after that. So now making landfall as a rather intense cyclone as it moves in, and you see the trek it took across the Indian Ocean, making its way into Madagascar. So there it is there. Another blob out here, which does have a high chance of developing. I'll keep an eye on that, of course, but all eyes on this as it is now making landfall and then eventually crossing over toward Mozambique after that. So this is a close look, and you see the brighter colors here. That tells me we have taller cloud tops. Of course, very organized with this cyclone, taller cloud tops, embedded storms in there, more organization. Unfortunately, we don't root for storms on this channel. We don't like to see this. This is moving right into especially the central sections, south central sections of Madagascar. This is the coastline now, absolutely seeing the coastal flooding, the damage that will roll on shore with this system as it continues to work across. Now, here's what's going on. Again, it made the long trek across the Indian Ocean, making landfall right now, and then once it hits land, it loses its energy source, which is the warm water. But it'll weaken, then it will reemerge over water, where it will re-strengthen again. It won't be as strong as it is now, but it will get organized once again over here, then make its way right into Mozambique. And I want to break down the track for you because there's a shift in the track down the road. So you see here, northern Madagascar. I like to tell you where the bad weather is going to be so you can be prepared and safe. That's why I do this channel. But I also like to tell you where we're in good shape. It's not impacting all of Madagascar. Extreme southern sections were generally okay. Northern zones okay. But again, this continues to work its way in. Then, as I mentioned, it will re-strengthen over the water. Now, yesterday looked like it may be a little bit more to the north. Now it's looking more like the southern provinces. So southern districts of Mozambique getting ready to be hit by a stronger tropical storm, even low-end hurricane, depending on your terminology, which basin you're in. And I'll break down those winds. Now, here's Zimbabwe off to the west of Mozambique. Now, once it hits Mozambique, it is going to weaken rapidly, so it will lose its intensity as it kind of works inland and then quickly falls apart closer toward Zimbabwe. But you see it here, winds at about 110 miles per hour. I'll break it down in knots and kilometers an hour for you as well. But either way, that continues to roll onshore, and then it will weaken, move over land, and then you see it here again, south central sections of Mozambique rolling on shore, especially the south side, southern tier. That is where we're going to see more of a storm surge, just like we're seeing in Mozambique now, more of a storm surge. What that means is a rise in water that will push in, and then the strong winds and the heavy rain with it. So this is down the road. This is by the time we get into late Thursday. I mentioned the track has shifted a little bit more to the south. With that, the wind speeds roughly around 75 miles per hour, and the timing generally the same. And then, as I said, once it moves inland, it is going to quickly weaken. It will bring some of that rain in. So breaking it down, the intensity of it and what that kind of means. Now, this right now, winds are roughly at about 110 miles per hour. So you're looking at generally an intense cyclone or a major hurricane, kind of borderline that. That's what we're seeing right now. Those are winds of about 180 kilometers an hour or about 96 knots. So then it will work its way inland and weaken. Once it moves its way toward Mozambique, and again, southern tier Mozambique especially, winds will be around 74 miles per hour or 119 kilometers or 64 knots. So we'll be watching out for that, but it's very intense right now. All right, got you covered there. I want to talk about the storm names in the Atlantic in a second, so hang with me. I'll do that at the end. I want to jump back into the Caribbean for my friends in the Caribbean. A lot going on today, not so much weather-wise. So the forecast from yesterday's video, right on track, always got you covered. Let me just get you to a few spots. Trinidad and Tobago, mainly dry today, only a slight chance of a shower. Winds east at 24 kilometers an hour. Of course, that breeze still with us. Dominica, it is going to be, temperature's not terrible, 27 degrees Celsius, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It will be breezy. Winds northeast at 32 kilometers kilometers an hour. If you get a shower, passing variety, so a 20% chance of a shower. Now, Barbados, the rain chance is a little higher, about a 40% chance of passing showers just with that strong breeze, which you know well about. Some of the gustier winds east at about 40 kilometers an hour or 25 miles per hour. Generally the same thing for my friends in St. Lucia, even down through St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, passing shower possible today. Rain chance St. Lucia, specifically about a 40% chance, breezy pattern with some quick showers that will be rolling by. Now, I mentioned Freddy. Freddy's out there in the Indian Ocean. Different oceans, different basins have different lists. They have different seasons as well. They start at different times depending on where you are around the globe. So with that said, again, they're down the road. They're on the F name in parts of the Indian Ocean. Now, different basins, different names. The Atlantic, these are the storm names for the Atlantic. The Atlantic Basin, which includes the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean, that season starts June 1st officially. Sometimes you get named storms earlier, so I'll be on top of that for you. The Pacific, a different set of names. Even broke it down further, the Eastern Pacific has a different set of names from the Western Pacific. So a lot going on globally. I like to tie it all together for you best I can, though, on this channel to help pass along some safety messages. But this is the name for the upcoming Atlantic hurricane season. But again, we're thinking of our friends in Madagascar over toward Mozambique with that intense cyclone that's rolling on shore. Leave your comments if you can. If you're from that area, we'd like to know you're safe. Leave the comments. I'll get to those as we go throughout the day. Thank you for hanging with me on this video as we track this cyclone moving on shore. I hope you have a good day ahead.